time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by the Butterfly Palace. Have the best day ever adventuring through the rainforest at the Butterfly Palace. And Springfield Greene County Park Board, reminding you to go play. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Forhetz.
Here we are, and it's Friday. We made it. Friday's the day, and it's going to be another hot one. Man, oh man. Take it away.
All right. Heat, of course, the big story, because it has been for the last several days. A heat advisory is in effect from now till 10 o'clock tonight as the feels-like temperature climbs close to 110 degrees. The good news, though, is today is the last day of the really high heat. The temps will fall over the weekend, so that we'll only have highs in the mid-80s starting your next work week. Of course, you can watch Abby Dyer, real meteorologist Abby Dyer, with your Wake Up Weather and the podcast there to get all the details on this stifling heat.
Yeah, the heat advisory starts at 1 o'clock today, but it's not like at noon it's going to be cool. But It just gets dangerously hot from 1 to 10 tonight.
Whew. All right. A man from Aurora will spend 4 years behind bars for the theft of multiple catalytic converters. 47-year-old Ronald Neal Willis was sentenced as a persistent offender. Police say they found more than one stolen catalytic converter that they traced back to Willis's doing, including in both Aurora and Republic. Don't know how many he stole for sure, honestly, but you could just tell that it was a persistent problem.
Well, and that has been such a problem for so many people around the Ozarks. So, and there was that sting, or not the sting, but the ring that was busted, which is fantastic. So we're getting them off the streets.
So much damage from the storms early Monday morning. People still cutting up trees and cleaning up. Parts of Branson, no different. In fact, the roof of the Yakov Smirnoff Theater was essentially ripped off. I don't think it was the whole thing, like partial, but there is flooding in part of the auditorium and the need for major repairs. Yakov says he's thankful that the Dutton family offered their theater to use as Yakov rebuilds, because it will be closed for a while. Also, just as a reminder, if you follow me on social media, you might know that I'm speaking at a Christian women's conference in Branson on August 19th and 20th. That was supposed to be at Yakov's Theater. However, it has been moved to the Branson Event Center at the Shops on Gretna Road because of all that damage. So if you've already got your ticket, you'll get an email about it. If you haven't and you want to go, I do have details on my Sarah Forhetz Facebook and Instagram page. But that was a wrench for the organizer lady. She was like, because she's moving the whole venue now.
No, that's a lot. And it's late in the game for that. But now we know it is at the Branson Event Center, August 19th and 20th. Same dates, right?
Same dates. Yep. Okay.
City of Nixa, meanwhile, is reminding people not to drive a golf cart on a highway or even a major city street. That's illegal. It's not allowed. It's dangerous, of course. The reminder comes, speaking of just how dangerous, after a teenager was hospitalized. She was a passenger in a golf cart that crashed into a parked car last week. So kids in golf carts seem fun, but and they are most of the time, but they can be dangerous. Yep. Stores are likely to be very busy this weekend. It is tax holiday weekend, and it is now in effect. It starts right now. School supplies, clothes, electronics, computers, calculators will not be charged any sales tax between now and Sunday night. So it's 3 days. Missouri is one of 16 states, only 16 states that do this for their people. So good for Missouri. Cities and counties, we talked about this earlier in the week. Cities and counties do have to go along with the tax holiday weekend as well and give and drop their sales tax, because it was just a state. Cities and counties could opt out, which many of them did. Now they can't. So you get an even bigger break on your bill as you shop this weekend.
All right.
Yeah, Springfield Art Museum bought this thing in 2018. Just now it was installed, though. You can do the math. It's an interactive sculpture that doubles as a park bench. It's shaped like a cartoon speech bubble. So it's like, something like that. It's made out of metal.
Like this. That's a speech bubble. What are
Yeah,
you
but it's
doing?
not like that. It's not like that. That's your
Oh.
speech bubble.
Oh.
Not in a cartoon. It goes, let's see, it goes something something like that. There's like it's a circle, and then
Yeah. I'm tracking.
there's one of these that comes down to my mouth. So it'd be like that. Anyway, it's quite a sight. It's called Ernest and Ruth by artist Hank Willis Thomas. Cost $75,000. That's what the Springfield Art Museum paid back in 2018. They waited to install it though because of all the work that was going on around the art museum to fix the stormwater issues that are prevalent in that area, or at least were prevalent in that area. So now they waited till that was all taken care of. It is taken care of. The installation is in.
Now's the time. It appears that 2 U.S. Navy sailors are accused of being traitors. Essentially, they've been arrested for providing sensitive military information to China, including U.S. wartime exercises. 22-year-old Jin Chao Wei, a sailor assigned to San Diego, and 26-year-old Wen Hin Zhou are both charged. Authorities say they took bribes from China in exchange for giving up sensitive U.S. military photos and videos to a Chinese intelligence officer.
Wow. You think about that, all that sort of thing happens like in a high tech way these days. And maybe there's some high tech involved, but this is just accusation, at least, is that some sailors just becoming traitors and
Yeah.
selling the stuff.
Accusation. I mean, and
The old-fashioned
charges
way.
as well. Yeah. Yikes. Well, I mean, you have to like not think too much about it because you recognize like the severity, or like it could be the severity of that, like the what ifs. Because there was like information on how many Marines, what kind of training exercises they were going to be doing, when they were going to be doing them, where they were going to be doing, like, and my brother's a Marine.
Crazy.
All right, now to this. Korean automaker Hyundai and Kia say park your car outside. That doesn't make you feel very good, does it? Apparently, 92,000 vehicles in the U.S. might have a faulty electronic controller in an oil pump that can overheat and cause fires. The recalls cover certain 23 and 24 Hyundai Palisades, as well as some 23 Tucson, Sonata, Elantra, and Kona vehicles. Also for Kia, it includes the 2023 Soul and Sportage, as well as some of the 23-24 Seltos vehicles. So far, Kia's had 6 reports of melting components. That's what they called it. And Hyundai has had 4 thermal incidents.
Oh, yeah. It's just an incident. That's a better term than whatever the first one was.
It's interesting
Melting.
because that is the verbiage from the automakers: melting components and thermal incidents.
Yeah, I would
But
go
they're
with
not
thermal
calling them
incidents.
fires. So a fire is a fire, and they didn't call them fires. So I mean, that's better, I think, than the fire.
But the potential is there for fire. If something starts
Right.
melting and there's a thermal incident
Right.
and it's in your
Oh, yeah, I know
garage.
they said, like, park it outside.
Yeah.
Don't park it near any structure.
Yeah.
Of course, if you own one of those cars, you'll get a letter in the mail. But heads up, if you haven't yet received it, and you drive one of those cars, be advised.
Babies will have another shot they're recommended to get if the government follows the advice of a CDC panel. The panel of health advisors is recommending now that infants get a brand new drug intended to protect them from RSV, which is that respiratory virus that is common among kids and can be dangerous. They say the shot is not a vaccine, but the new drug called Beyfortus. Although they may actually try to include it, though it's not a vaccine, they may try to include it in a program that includes it in child vaccine program that the government offers for free. So it's not a vaccine, but they're going to lump it in there to try to get people to take it or get parents to get it for their kid to prevent RSV. Now to this, it's not good news. Just for the second time in U.S. history, America's credit rating has been downgraded. It's no longer AAA, according to Fitch, which is, I didn't know this, but one of the big 3 credit rating agencies. in the country. The downgrade is due to rising debt at the federal, state, and local levels. And man, we know that's true. And a steady deterioration of governance over the past 2 decades is what they said. That's interesting. National debt is currently at an astounding $32.6 trillion and rapidly rising. That is so much money that you can't even fathom it. You have no idea how much money $32 trillion is, but it's outrageous. Fitch also says it expects the U.S. economy to fall into a recession late this year and early next year. So put on your seatbelts for that. Yeah, but of course, that's been predicted by a lot of people for a long time, and we're still kind of plugging along, and it hasn't happened yet, but seeing a lot of major corporations laying people off, so that's not a good sign. Anyway, Kansas City Chiefs star Patrick Mahomes is very popular, as you know, maybe even more than you know. Mahomes just ranked as the number one player in the NFL when it comes to sales of their name on things, jerseys. The list accounts for player sales from March 1st to May 31st of this year. So, recent time period, Patrick Mahomes is winning big time. Another Chief making a splash on the top sales list, Travis Kelce. He came in at number 5. And of course, right now on Netflix is that quarterback show, which features Patrick Mahomes and a couple other quarterbacks. But it follows him all through last year, which of course turned out to be a pretty good year.
Yeah, turns out it was. Another new restaurant is making its debut in Springfield. The second location of Jamaican Patty Company is now open at 301 Park Central West. The first one is on South Campbell. They carry freshly baked Jamaican patties and empanadas. Nailed it. I practiced it before we went on air. With their own authentic curry.
Say it again.
That. Empanadas.
Empanada.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
The
So what you're telling me is I practiced it incorrectly?
I think so. I
Nice.
just wanted to be sure.
All right.
It's close.
Okay. Today and tomorrow is it for the fair. So if you want to get out there, now's your chance. It wraps up this weekend with the Bull Riding Nationals on Friday, Saturday. So that's exciting. Also, we gave away fair tickets. We already announced the winners of that. And now we are giving away tickets for the Jordan Valley Ice Park because it's hot outside.
Literally super cool.
It is literally super cool. So go to aroundtheozarks.com, register to win 4 tickets for free to get into the Jordan Valley Ice Park, including your rentals.
And thank you to the Springfield Greene County Park Board for that.
Yeah, I know. It's awesome. Yes, we are thankful for the park board reminding you to go play. And then also Adventure Cave Tours, the Butterfly Palace, and Talking Rocks Cavern. Another good place to go to cool off because it's
very cool
underground. You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, the weekend is here. We just have the rest of our day ahead of us and all the work that's involved in that. And then the weekend is here.
Right. I know. And there's a lot of it today, isn't there? I know.
Well, we got a lot. It's a bad time for an air conditioner to go out, but
yeah,
kind of dealing with
our
that.
AC's out. So if I look like I'm glowing, I'm not pregnant. I'm just hot.
Part of our AC is out. One of the 2 is out. So we're trying to huddle in the cooler area of the house.
Ish.
Yeah. It's a mess, but we're on the list. I mean, everybody else's AC is probably gone out. I know a lot of people who.
Yeah. I mean, I have 2
experience.
friends, 2 good friends who's both of them. Same story.
Well, one of them stayed here while hers was out. So, hey, let's go over to her house. Just crash. Say, hey, we're paying you back.
Hers isn't fixed yet.
We're bringing all 5.
Well, and then it's like super pricey to fix it. And so I was talking to another friend of mine about the cost. And she was like, yeah, mine is more than double that. And I was like, ouch. So maybe I can't complain. In other words,
we actually haven't gotten the final bill yet. So
yeah, that's true. All right. Happy Friday, everybody. We'll hopefully see you back here Monday morning.
Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you bright and early Monday.